Oh damn, you jumped? You got some people over your heads.
All the way to the woods, bro. Okay, all the way to the woods. Ouch.
I got a punk ass shotgun. I know, mama. Somebody shooting?
Nah, but somebody's been here.
Yeah, they cleaned this shit out. Somebody is shooting, bro. Come in here.
Where they Yeah, I can.
I don't know. That's why I was just coming here for a second.
Another guy just fucking took off on us. Took somebody out of the way.
Yo, he got dropped wherever he went. Somebody shooting, bro.
Yeah, they shot at.
How many of them is it? Oh shit, I see him. Why I can't hit that motherfucker? Oh.
He's rushing.
You said he's rushing?
Yeah. Killed yourself, bro.
Oh, I did? Damn. Damn, I thought. Well, at least he ain't killed me. Fuck it. Why? What's in it? That's my fingerprints.
What about the top picture?
What's wrong? You got gas?
Yeah, I gave you. When I handed to her, she had her own. Put it up there, right?
Yeah. I would now. Didn't want her to be home. Oh shit, did I land in here with somebody? Hell yeah. It's a whole squad, you said? Yo, I'm in here with no gun, bruh. Yo, straight. I'm upstairs from you, bruh. I hear them. They right outside. They right up here with me. And they above me. I'm just gonna stay still. Hope they don't check this room.
I gotta go upstairs, bro. I gotta see what the hell we're talking about.
You got a gun, bruh?
Yep. Help me out.
I'll try. They upstairs.
Upstairs.
Wait.
Alright, here's the game plan, General. We're gonna tear down that wall that's right there together.
Where?
Go that faster.
Oh, talking about theirs?
It's your ambush that's right there.
Okay, you ready?
Ready.
Go. Oh, shit!
Really?
I'm sorry. Yo.
RPG the fuck out of hesitate.
Yo, hell no, son. Yo, damn, son. Oh, I'm gonna wait. I sent the invite to somebody who sent the invite to me, so hopefully they join. But bruh, come on, that right there. He said, "You ready? Ready? Go! Do. Soon as you got down, boo!" We should have tore the wall down above us so they could at least fall in or something. Dang.
Alex was supposed to play that night.
You said Alex want to play?
I don't know, that's what it's been on like before. Press forward to set some item shop.
You said go do what?
That's not one. It's an item shop at the top.
Uh-huh.
That's that.
You talking about this outfit? Oh, the dab?
Yeah.
Yo, they funny as hell. Come on, this dude don't send me an invite, but then don't show up when I send him one. What the fuck on here?
I got a full squad.
Huh?
I got a full squad already.
Fuck it. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Ah, fuck. Hold on. Yo, Lotus, where you go, bruh?
Still here now.
Oh, that shit, it just said you invited me to another joint. Oh, you want to do
Oh
me?
yeah, I did it right. I did it as a joke. I did it a while ago.
Yo, look. Oh, I'm about to say, Lotus, you jump? I ain't even see you.
Yeah, I can see you. Where you going, bro?
Right here to this little corner city, this joint right at the edge. Oh, we got company. We got company. They going exactly where we going. Same spot. Oh, he got the gun. Me too, though. Fuck it, man. I'm just gonna fight then.
Nah, hell no.
I'm hiding right now. Oh! I took one down. Oh, that was another. It's 3 squads over there, bro. This a whole nother dude. That was dude. I thought, but then I hit dude dead on. He ain't even. He dropped me with 1 hit. Pay attention, let me see what you gotta be doing. Chose no music. Talk about the music, face it. This is what I do when I'm trying to get my mace to sound when I drive it. Yo, Lotus.
What's up, bro?
Oh, just to let you know we recording, bro.
I know, bro.
Hey, yo, Randy. Shit. Shit, you pick. I'm rolling up.
Alright. I'll put it up. I just need to ask some shit.
Did you subscribe to my channel, Lotus?
I did it. TP. Hold on.
Oh shit, you went that way. I'm coming. Just prepare for me because I'm gonna be down there in a minute. I just gotta glide a little bit before I drop it again. Don't look like nobody over there. You still landed, bro? You ain't hit the ground yet?
I did hit the ground. I barely just hit the ground.
You ain't checked these houses right here already?
That's what we're about to do.
I'm talking about the one. Ain't nobody hit these joints yet? Good shit. Alright, you go down there, I'll go over here.
Guess what I just found?
What?
Scar.
I just found a trap.
Good shit. also there's the treasure in there. Yeah, this is gonna be a good game, bro.
Alright. Need that shit. Granny fantastic. Keep your eyes open, bro. Oh shit, hold on. Oh, you scared the crap out of me, bro. Alright, let's get up out of here. Oh, Southwest 210, bruh. Oh, he saw me. Dropped him. Where's man at, bro?
This man is 300 northwest of the hill.
Alright, let me take this nigga out first.
Go for it.
Oh, somebody else. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's the nigga you shooting at. Oh, now I'm down. Goodness gracious. I'm down with his man, though. Come on, he going to his man, though. His man about to come. He trying to get picked up.
I'm not trying to die, bro.
I know, I know. He coming around. He coming around. Oh, that means both of them dropped. Cool. Good shit. Good shit. They both down. Come get me. Come get me. Oh, the storm right there.
Look around.
Oh, that shit coming. My bad, my bad, my bad. Just go ahead, bro, go ahead.
No.
I'm a goner, bro. I'm a goner, bro. I ain't got no. I'm a goner, bro. Ain't that a bitch? It's right there, too. I'm about to drop. Oh, you said fuck me? Yeah, I thought you was gonna come get it, brother, bro. I still got a chance if you come out and come back in. Oh, maybe not. That shit going down.
I wanna try that.
You can do this, bro. No, you can't. I got 20, 17, 16, 15, 13, 12, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. It's a wrap. 3, 2, 1. Alright, bro, keep moving because that shit about to start moving again. You got to outrun that shit. Somebody shooting. No, keep going. Keep going, keep going, keep going. They're gonna have to outrun that storm, bro. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. He's sniping and he gotta run. So nah, fuck that. You don't even know you behind him, so cool. You should probably tail his ass until. Oh, look, here comes the storm. Run, bro, run the storm, run. Okay, Lotus.
That was some shit.
No. You still on, bro?
Between 4 and 8 hours of cable news every day. His day basically consists of him coming to the office after 11 a.m. or what is known as executive.
Kids, be hydrated. Body, be soothed. New Dr. Teal's body lotion provides rich moisture, plus the rejuvenating power of essential oils. Take a deep breath and just breathe.
I'm going to introduce you to, or reintroduce you to a guy running for Congress. And I was originally made aware of him when he stood up to Chris Christie in public. Okay, there he is. Well, let's get to my computer first. This is one man's crusade to end Nike sweatshops pays off. So Jim Keedy made national news and international news when he was the coach of a Catholic college team, and he wouldn't wear their Nike stuff. So he stood up, he lost his job over it, he did the right thing. And then, what did he do? He went and actually lived with those people who make the Nikes. One man's crusade to end Nike. An assistant coach with St. John's University national championship soccer team and a graduate theology student. He refused to wear the company's emblem when the New York Catholic University accepted a $3.5 million Nike sponsorship. Keedy's coaching contract wasn't renewed, and his $11 million freedom of expression lawsuit against Nike and St. John's was thrown out of court in 2000. Keedy's lone hand activism over more than a decade against worker exploitation by Indonesian Nike supplier companies culminated in a groundbreaking agreement for BT Thomas Gimline to repay 4,437 production workers 8.1 billion rupees, or $869,100, for almost 600,000 hours of forced unpaid overtime. So that's who Jim Keedy is. And just 2 nights ago, they had a little debate, and here's his opponent, trying to get blue-collar people to vote for him. His name is Josh Welch, and listen to what he says about Wall Street.
And we can't do it without you. We can't do it without your voices, your energy, your passion. It's about seniors, it's about young people, it's about teachers, it's about the blue collars and white collars, and Wall Street's included too. Wall Street's not the enemy, farmers not the enemy. Before we were Democrats and Republicans, we were Americans, and that's what I'm swearing to protect.
I would say Wall Street is the enemy. Yes, I would too. And if you don't know that Wall Street is the enemy of workers, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about, and you shouldn't be in government. Jim Keedy makes that point. Watch this.
So millions of families who lost their homes in 2008, people who lost their pensions and 401ks, and the people who lost millions of jobs at Wall Street.
I ain't got no gun.
This is the problem we have in the party. We cannot simultaneously be the party of Wall Street and big government.
You said, do I want one?
And working families. That's the fundamental choice that we have.
I ain't got no gun. I already went up there. Oh, look at the glitch. Oh, somebody over there. Right at this first house. Yeah, I'm fucked. I ain't got no weapon. He see you, bruh. Did you get him? I guess so. Come on, bro. I need a gun, bruh.
Here, there's another team over here. You gotta watch.
Oh, they're on the roof. They're on the roof. They're on the roof. Oh hell no!
Let me get
I ain't got no.
bandages, bro.
I ain't got no bullets.
Let me get those bandages. Let me get those bandages, bro. Where you at? Look at that.
Hey, you need some more of these too? Look, you need some more of that? The juice.
Hold on. They're coming.
You got another gun? An extra gun? They coming, bro. They coming. They coming. They coming. Go upstairs. No, go upstairs. Go upstairs. I'm gonna be. They coming upstairs. They come upstairs. I'm gonna stay down and try and. Oh yeah, we ain't even up there yet. Dang, he dropped me. They both out there, right up there. Bro, they was deep, bro. They was deep, bro. I was trying to make it seem like, you know what I'm saying, you went upstairs so they could come in and I could kill them both. But I ain't had but 9 bullets. I didn't even notice until I looked at my shit.
As Democrats, we each have to search our souls and ask, what kind of leadership do we want?
Ciao Roger, sei pronto?
Father Daniel Berrigan once said that writing about prisoners is a little like writing about the dead. I think what he meant is that we treat prisoners as ghosts. They're unseen and unheard. It's easy to simply ignore them, and even easier when the government goes to great lengths to keep them hidden. As a journalist, I think these stories of what people in power do when no one is watching are precisely the stories that we need to tell.
What'd you say, bro?
Applied to
I ain't hear you.
investigating the most secretive and experimental prison units in the United States for so-called second year. The government calls these units Communications Management Units, or CMUs. Prisoners and guards call them Little Guantanamo. They are islands unto themselves, but unlike Gitmo, they exist right here.
Did you jump already?
Floating within larger federal prisons. There are two CMUs. One was opened inside the prison in Terre Haute.
Well, you going straight down, bro?
And the other is inside this prison in Marion, Illinois. Neither of them underwent the formal review process that is required by law when they were opened. CMU prisoners have all been convicted of crimes. Some of their cases are questionable, and some involve threats and violence. I'm not here to argue the guilt or innocence of anyone. I'm here because, as Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall said, when the prison gates slam shut,
Oh shit, I didn't even see which way he was
prisoners do
going,
not
my
lose
bad.
their human qualities.
In the
Every
maze?
prisoner I've interviewed has said there are 3 flecks of light in the darkness of prison: phone calls, letters, and visits from family. CMUs aren't solitary confinement, but they radically restrict all of these to levels that meet or exceed the most extreme prisons in the United States. Their phone calls can be limited to 45 minutes
I got a sniper?
compared to the 300 minutes other prisoners receive. Their letters can be limited to 6 pieces of paper. Their visits can be limited to 4 hours per month compared to the 35 hours that people like Olympic Park bomber Eric Rudolph receive in the Supermax. On top of that, CMU visits are non-contact, which means prisoners are not allowed to even hug their family. As one CMU prisoner said, "We're not being tortured here,
I think I got somebody
except
on my tail,
psychologically."
too.
The government won't say who is in prison here, but through court documents, open records requests, and interviews with current and former prisoners, some small windows into the CMUs have opened. There's an estimated 60 to 70 prisoners here, and they're overwhelmingly Muslim. They include people like Dr. Rafeel Tafir, who violated the economic sanctions on Iraq by sending medical supplies for the children there. They've included people like Yassine Harris. Arif and his family fled to New York from Saddam Hussein's Iraq.
Are you guys in the game?
He was arrested in 2004 as part of an FBI sting. Arif is an imam, and he was asked to bear witness to a loan, which is a tradition in Islamic culture. It turned out that one of the people involved in the loan was trying to enlist someone else in a fake attack. Arif didn't know. For that, he was convicted of conspiracy to provide material support to a terrorist group. The CMUs also include some non-Muslim prisoners. The guards call them balancers, meaning they help balance out the racial numbers in hopes of deflecting lawsuits. These balancers
You need a 50 partial, bruh?
like Daniel McGowan. McGowan was convicted of participating in 2 arsons in the name of defending the environment as part of the Earth Liberation Front. During his sentencing, he was afraid that he would be sent to a rumored secret prison for terrorists. The judge dismissed all those fears, saying that they weren't supported by any facts.
Is somebody shooting at us, bro?
That might be because the government hasn't fully explained why some prisoners end up in the CMU and who is responsible for these decisions. When McGowan was transferred, he was told it's because he is a domestic terrorist, a term the FBI uses repeatedly when talking about environmental activists. Now, keep in mind, there are about 400 prisoners in U.S. prisons who are classified as terrorists, and only a handful of them are in the CMU. In McGowan's case, he was previously at a low security.
You say, bro?
And he had no communications violation.
Keep in mind, is a parking lot.
So why would he move? Like other CMU prisoners, McGowan repeatedly asked for an answer, a hearing, or some opportunity for an appeal. This example from another prisoner shows how this
poison in my room, but I don't really know.
Once a transfer.
You've been ouching on a new show.
At one point, the prison warden himself recommended McGowan transfer out of the CMU, citing his good behavior. But the warden was overruled by the Bureau of Prisons Counterterrorism Unit, working with the Joint Terrorism Task Force of the FBI. Later I found out that McGowan was really sent to the CMU not because of what he did, but what he had said. A memo from the counterterrorism unit cited McGowan's anti-government beliefs. While in prison, he continued writing about environmental issues, saying that activists must reflect on their mistakes and listen to each other. Now, in fairness, if you spend any time at all in Washington, D.C., you know this is really a radical concept for the government. I actually asked to visit McGowan in the CMU.
No, they haven't told me anything.
That can be quite a shock. First, because, as I've discussed on this stage before, I've learned that the FBI has been monitoring my work. Second, because it would make me the first and only journalist to visit a CMU. I had even learned through the Bureau of Prisons Counterterrorism Unit that they had been monitoring my speeches about CMUs like this one. So how could I possibly be approved to visit?
Taking my time.
A few days before I went out to the prison, I got an answer. I was allowed to visit McGowan as a friend, not as a journalist. Journalists are not allowed. McGowan was told by CMU officials that if I asked any questions or published any stories, that he would be punished for my reporting. When I arrived for our visit, the guards reminded me that they knew who I was and knew about my work. And they said if I attempted to interview McGowan, the visit would be terminated.
It's okay though.
The Bureau of Prisons describes CMUs as self-contained housing units. But I changed that to Orwellian way of describing black holes. When you visit a CMU, you go through all the security checkpoints that you would expect. But then the walk to the visitation room is silent.
I was just clearing out the maze.
When a CMU
somebody coming?
Visit, the rest of the prison is on lockdown. I was ushered into a small room, so small my outstretched arms could touch each wall. There was a grapefruit-sized orb in the ceiling for the visit to be live monitored by the counterterrorism unit in West Virginia.
Like that?
The unit insists that all the visits have to be in English for CMU prisoners, which is an additional hardship for many of the Muslim families.
Hold on, I got a sniper.
There's a thick sheet of foggy, bulletproof glass, and on the other side, we spoke through these handsets attached to the wall and talked about
stop.
To fight boredom and amuse himself while in the CMU, McGowan had been spreading a rumor that I was secretly the president of a Twilight fan club in Washington, D.C. For the record, I'm not. But I kind of hope the FBI now thinks that Stella and Edward are terrorists.
No!
During our visit, McGowan spoke most and at length about his niece, Lily, his wife, Jenny, and how Clifford would never be able to take her. 3 months after our visit, McGowan was transferred out of the CMU, and then, without warning, he was sent back again. I had published CMU documents on my website, and the counterterrorism unit said that McGowan had called his wife and asked her to mail them. He wanted to see what the government was saying about him, and for that he was sent back to the CMU. When he was finally released at the end of his sentence, his story got even more copy-edged. He wrote an article for the Huffington Post headlined, "Court documents prove I was sent to a CMU for my political speech." The next day, he was thrown back in jail for his
that's what
speech.
These are the moments Espinosa need to be paying attention, man.
Very clear. Don't talk about this place.
Espinosa whack.
Today, 9 years after they were opened by the Bush administration,
I sound like different.
How and why CMUs were created.
Oh, heal myself.
According to the Bureau of Prisons,
okay, I thought you said that too.
I think that is a very nice way of saying these are political prisoners.
That's the way you said it. That's how you said it.
Prisoners are sent to a CMU because of their race, their religion, or their political beliefs. Now, if you think that characterization is too strong, just look at some of the government's own documents. When some of McGowan's mail was rejected by the CMU, the sender was told it's because the letters were intended for...
Was it all close to Mike? Is this good
When
enough?
another prisoner, animal rights activist Andy Stepanian, was sent to a CMU. It was because of his anti-government and anti-corporate views. Now, I know all of this may be hard to believe, that it's happening right now and in the United States. But the unknown reality is that the U.S. has a dark history of disproportionately punishing people because of their political beliefs. In the 1960s, before Marion was home to the CMU, it was home to the notorious control unit.
No, they talking about the secret prisons and shit.
22 hours a day.
Yeah, called the CMU.
Quote,
you got documents showing that they kidnap people who was political activists and all that, and put them in those prisons. And they're prisons that are off limits to the public. Like, you can't go in there. You can't visit.
The prison radically
you can't write your person like they just disappeared.
Sleep deprivation and constant light for
yeah, bro. The government should not have nothing like that, bro. None of that shit should be existing.
Those prisons were eventually shut down, but only through the campaigning of religious groups and human rights advocates like Amnesty International. Today, civil rights lawyers with the Center for Constitutional Rights are challenging CMUs in court for depriving prisoners of their due process rights and for retaliating against them for their protected political and religious speech. Many of these documents would have never come to light.
Yo, I ain't find no potion, yo.
The message of these groups, and my message for you today, is that we must bear witness to what is being done to these prisoners. Their treatment is a reflection of the values held beyond prison walls. This story is not just about prisoners, it is about us.
Oh!
It's about whether we choose to stop repeating the mistakes of our past. If we don't listen to
because he was right behind me, right?
The stories of the dead, they will soon become the stories of ourselves. Thank you.
Oh shit, hold on. You got it, Alex?
Yeah,
I have a couple questions. When I was in high school, I learned about the Bill of Rights, the Constitution.
Oh, what happened? Oh, hell no.
Due process.
No.
And about 25 other laws and rights that seem to be violated.
God damn it. Send me an invite.
How could this possibly be happening?
I think it's the number one question I get about all of my work. And the short answer
send me an invite, bro.
That people don't know. I think the solution to any of these types of situations, any rights abuse, is really dependent on two things. They're dependent on knowledge that it's actually happening, and then a means and efficacy to actually make a change. And unfortunately with these prisoners, one, people don't know what happened at all. And then they're already disenfranchised populations who don't have access to attorneys, not native English speakers. In some of these cases, they have great representation that I mentioned, but there's just not a public awareness of what's happening.
Isn't it guaranteed in prison that you have right to counsel or access to counsel?
There's a tendency in our culture to see when people have been convicted
of now send me an invite.
No matter if that charge was bogus or legitimate, that whatever happens to them after that is one. And I think that's a really damaging and dangerous narrative that we have that allows these types
how both y'all off the joint? Send me an invite.
All of those documents on screen were all real documents, word for word, unchanged at all, right?
Absolutely. I've actually uploaded all of them to my website. It's willpotter.com/.
You're the one that said you're really out here.
Go to the version at the top. You can see the documents for yourself without the little snippets. You can see the full version. I relied overwhelmingly on primary source documents and on primary interviews with former and current prisoners, with people that are dealing with this situation every day. And like I said, I've been there myself as well.
Really on the 15, bro.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
Really on tier 15. They're supposed to add new stuff now. They don't even give us free anything after this.
The way that I explain it to people is having public education that's paid for tax dollars from pre-kindergarten up to 16th grade. And we can go on with different issues that we all are concerned about as progressive. America. Sorry. Donald.
They don't.
Yo, these motherfuckers made a skit talking about the American show. Starring Donald Trump.
I can't lie to the black man. If I literally bought the season pass, I would not stop playing it.
Their views have been blocked on two sides by earthen walls built up by Trump International and William Rose refused to sell their
How the hell am I going to cut this thing? This shit will probably do.
You do get sort of a sense of claustrophobia here. You're quite
Bad idea.
I'm Brian Fumble, Greenfield, bitch. Next up, we'll look at how Donald Trump used his brand of bravado and huge promises to rule all of Scotland. While today he's still white.
I'm here because I believe in justice. And now...
Pure created a clear filter to show what gets removed from water in only 30 minutes.
A new report in The New Yorker details how China has spent the last year zeroing in on the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, someone with little to no diplomatic experience. Now, this report claims China's ambassador has met with Kushner several times, and that during at least one of those meetings, the two men were alone, something past administrations have steered clear of. And also revealed in this report, Kushner still doesn't have a permanent security clearance. He's been after more than a year in the White House. I want to bring in one of the New Yorker's writers that broke this story. Again, from The New Yorker, Adam Entis is a CNN contributor as well. Thank you very much, Adam, for breaking away from your weekend plans to join us. So how did Kushner exactly become China's man?
Well, I originally during the campaign, it was Kissinger. Henry Kissinger decided to
we got some people dropping with us.
Get to know the Chinese ambassador here in Washington, who's an old hand, a real pro, because the Chinese were trying to figure out how to get closer to people in Trump's immediate orbit, and in their view, I mean, considering some of the other people around Trump, like Steve Bannon, Jared Kushner seems like, from a Chinese perspective, a more reasonable interlocutor.
Yup, they're in the next house over from me, y'all.
Some of his meetings with these Chinese officials differently than past administrations.
And one of them is in the house with me.
One-on-one with the Chinese ambassador at least once. Why is this so concerning to national security officials?
Right. So the way it works is, generally speaking, the Chinese always bring note takers, other staff to meetings because they're concerned that there might be accusations that things were disclosed during those meetings that then would be discovered by Chinese security services. You have a similar concern on the American side. What happens is that these meetings take place, and then the Chinese and the Americans will write reports about what was discussed in these meetings. So what would happen?
Are y'all good?
The Chinese ambassador would sit with Jared Kushner or with other U.S. officials, write a table that would describe what was discussed, send it to Beijing, and then officials in Beijing will discuss what was discussed in Washington. The risk
is somebody shooting at y'all?
U.S. intelligence agencies are spying on the Chinese, and they capture some of these communications. They get insight into what was discussed. And so for Americans to protect themselves, American diplomats, American officials to protect themselves, they usually bring specialists. They usually bring note takers so that there's a version on the American side that might correctly or more accurately reflect what was discussed, rather than have the intelligence community distribute only what they collect from the Chinese side, which could have implications for...
Yo, it's a potion in here if y'all want it.
The intelligence community deciding if somebody is being targeted in an influence operation.
Somebody come get this potion real quick because we gotta go.
The Chinese have had an unusual influence in some way over the administration through this Kushner connection?
Well, certainly when you consider the campaign rhetoric,
right here in his house,
where he basically accused the Chinese of raping the United States, the policies that have been undertaken as Jared Kushner was running this channel has been much more positive for the Chinese. We haven't had that. What we learned as part of our reporting for the story was that in early March, the FBI
in his house?
had a meeting with Jared,
in which they
Right here.
explained to him
Right
the
there.
vulnerability here, that the Chinese and
There's
other
a chest in here I'm trying to find.
to try to put him on alert, so
Word.
that he was aware that this was going on around him. Now, because Jared has, through his company, which he is separated somewhat from, but not entirely, there is this added risk that the Chinese might use inducements for these companies, for the family business, in order to try to create.
Yo, I came in here. Oh, I must have came in the other room.
What is the status, quickly, if you will, of Kushner's security clearance?
So, he applied pretty much a year ago for a permanent clearance. He got a temporary clearance about 2 weeks later, something like that.
Oh, I see somebody.
Since then, he's been given access to what's known as the President's Daily Brief, which is the most kind of elite intelligence product produced. Even though since then he has yet to get the permanent clearance. Now, it's not unusual for low-level officials to have to wait.
All right, let's leave him though. We gotta beat the storm. Remember?
Up to a year, maybe a little bit longer. But that's for low-level officials. Jared Kushner is, arguably at the very, very top. And usually applicants like that are expedited. And we don't really understand what's holding it up. It could be the Russia investigation. It could be his failure to disclose his contacts initially, his foreign contacts. Or it could be also a combination of that, including these intercepted these Chinese communications, which are now being scrutinized by the intelligence community.
Adam Entis, really fascinating.
Which house though? Because I'm in the house.
And for explaining it to us. I want to talk more about this and explain this.
There's another shield in here, Lotus. Unless you guys want it. Oh shit, you guys build? It's right here. We got 2 little shields.
Tomorrow marks a year to the day President Trump took the oath of office on the Capitol steps. Unfortunately, a Trump shutdown would be a perfect encapsulation of the chaos he's unleashed on our government. Instead of
we gotta run now.
together,
oh shit, watch it. On the roof.
If you think there's worse critique of Donald Trump's person,
oh, is that nigga up here with me?
my next guest says it's even worse than you think. Joining me now, David K. Johnson, author of the new book, It's Even Worse Than You Think, What the Trump Administration is Doing to America. David K. Johnson, or DCJ as we call
I don't even got help for this shit, bro.
Donald Trump's approval ratings are bad.
You got medkits?
37%, 39% approve of him in the latest NBC Wall Street Journal poll.
I'll get it. I have too much
disapprove of him.
You guys start running.
Even the thing he touts the most, the tax cuts, the Trump tax cuts, 38% say it's a bad idea, only 30% say it's a good idea. His personal disapproval rating is almost 70%. But why do you suppose that even though those numbers are bad, they're not getting worse? They seem to have just stayed exactly the same.
Well, Joy, as we begin season 2 of Trump's White House reality show, we're getting a very good measure of that there is a segment of the populace that's going to support Donald Trump no matter what. I mean, even if the worst possible things that happen, that Robert Mueller proves Donald Trump is a traitor, you're going to see a segment of the population supporting him for an entirely different reason. Unfortunately, there are people in this country who hate the civil rights movement, and those people are going to be with Donald till the end of his life.
And there was the report I got reports from a Republican source, and there was a Daily Beast report that said that what Donald Trump was really upset about yesterday when the shutdown last night, the shutdown loomed, was not the fact that the government was going to be shut down, that thousands of federal workers would be furloughed, all of the concerns you heard voiced by Republicans on the floor, but that he couldn't go to his fancy party celebrating himself and his 1 year in office. You know Donald Trump, you've been covering him for a very long time. We now have to take off the table that it's cognitive decline that's at the heart of the way he behaves and the way he thinks. So what is it then? If it's not medical.
Yo, I didn't even mean to separate from you. I just seen the storm at the last second.
Well, I want to challenge a little bit what the Navy doctor said. You can go online and take that test. I took it. It's a snap.
You know who I did that to, Loaded? She was in our party, bro. She like left that alone, and I was like,
it's not a test for all the other problems Donald has in his head. Where, remember, the greatest advisors in the world reside. Donald, he is actually the problem.
Mine was there, bro. I was laughing at that.
How simple it could be. And Donald Trump sold himself as the great negotiator. We're going to win. We're going to win. We're going to win so much. You're going to say, please, Mr. President, no more winning.
We're going to win at so many levels. We're going to win. You're going to get so tired of winning. You're going to say, Mr. President.
Yeah, I got some more. It's a gun over here. Y'all need a gun?
It's too much. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry. We're going to keep winning.
He can't even make a budget deal. He's a con artist. He's a fraud. He doesn't know what he's doing. And the faster we really come to recognize that, the more we can move on.
And so this is Donald Trump on Friday, because he keeps trying to sell the idea that he's already a successful president, already better than Barack Obama, et cetera, et cetera. This is him doing that on Friday.
Our country is doing really well. Our economy is perhaps the best it's ever been.
Said out of it, right?
You look at the job numbers,
Jobs are the other thing that affect people. The president likes to talk about how, in fact, he said about a year ago, I'm going to be the greatest job-creating president God ever created.
I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created.
Are you sure about that?
I will never lie to you.
Oh, my God. Just to know, we had a good year in jobs. We created 2,055,000 jobs so far in the Trump administration, which is less than the year before, and 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 the year before. You have to go back to 2010 to find a year in which fewer net new jobs were created than were created this year.
Look at the companies pouring back into our country. You look at the stock market at an all-time high. Unemployment, 17-year low.
So the economy is not appreciably different than it was when Barack Obama was president, and in fact, the job creation is worse. So,
that storm about to start coming, y'all.
Do you think that Donald Trump actually believes these things, or is he being fed this by people around him who feel like they have to be sycophants in order to even be able to work with him?
Donald Trump's a salesman, and like all con artists, he sells you what he wants you to hear. So job growth is down 20%, which you would expect, by the way, at this stage of economic growth that began near the beginning of the Obama administration.
They're heading towards you, bro.
Tax revenue is temporarily going to be up, only because we gave a discount.
Where are you guys?
To these corporations to bring back profits they siphoned out of the U.S. as zero-interest loans from our government.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
And many of the companies that announced they're giving raises to people immediately started laying other people off. So the economy is doing well. I wouldn't dispute that for a minute, but it's not because of Donald Trump. And at the same time, what I show in my book is that he has loosed political termites into the structure of our government, and they are doing things that will damage the economy, that are going to put your health at risk, and especially your children, or if you're my age, grandchildren's health. So that's what we need to be focusing on.
I'm trying to wait on you.
It's not so much his crazy behavior, his erratic and incompetent behavior. He can't even negotiate a budget deal. But, in fact, a continuing resolution deal he can't negotiate. But what he's doing to our government.
What happened? He failed?
To help those
is y'all fighting at somebody?
Majority of them who are dishonest and don't take good care about worker safety, and many, many other things like taking the side of bankers against students with student loans.
Yeah, and I definitely want to sort of get to talk a bit more about the book. I mean, there is this other data in the poll that when people were asked to free associate and tell what the words have that describes their feelings about Donald Trump, the number one response was disgusted. The second was scared, then hopeful. Proud was only 12%, and angry was almost the same at 11%. In your mind, you wrote a book that's titled "It's Even Worse Than You Think." People who feel disgusted and scared, I presume already felt that way before the election. So why do you believe that it's turned out worse than people's sort of lurid imagination back in
Damn!
A problem in journalism. The journalist is a group who tend to cover the controversy. What the president says, not what he does. That's what DC Report, my news service, does. We cover what Trump does, not what he says. And there are no reporters covering many of the major federal agencies. So no one's paying attention in the mainstream press and television, except now and then to what's going on. So I went through the EPA, Interior, elsewhere to show how this...
Bro, you dropped the bandages, bro?
What are they doing to you? And the damage is going to be substantial. And some of it we can fix the minute there's another person in the White House who wants to fix it. Some of it will endure for decades.
Very good. Three things people
I killed the little general and knocked him out feet.
Stop the rule on sleep apnea, where we were going to test bus drivers, truck drivers, and train conductors who are driving down the highway and involuntarily they fall asleep and they crash and they kill people. It's not their fault, and we should test those people just like we do airline pilots, but too much regulation. They are allowing electric power plants to continue putting toxic slurry sludge, the coal ash from the plants, next to rivers. And we've had several cases where dikes have broken and ruined the drinking supply for a long period of time for tens of thousands, in one case hundreds of thousands of people. And thirdly, we don't have ambassadors in the majority of countries around the world, including Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, and Libya. We're not informed about what is going on. And let me just add one more. Donald killed the Trans-Pacific Partnership, which I was a critic of on your show, but he didn't replace it with anything. Well, now the RCEP, which I suspect most people have never heard of, is progressing. That's China's Regional Comprehensive Economic Program, and Beijing is tilting the whole Pacific economy away from Washington and toward China. And Trump, clueless.
Yeah, I have to bring you back just to talk about that, because empowering China is something that is very much undercovered. People aren't talking about. This is the book. I got my copy. Please sign it next time I see you. David K. Johnson, thank you very much. Cheers. And up next, more bad news for Steve Bannon. Stay with us.
Yes, sir. That's these politics, man.
Searching for a new SUV? When you do your homework, you'll see nothing compares to a Honda. Check out the Honda HR-V crossover. Great features, all-wheel drive, plus it saves you money down the road. The HR-V won lowest 5-year cost to own of all vehicles.
Oh, why y'all jumping? Oh.
According to Kelly Blue Book, plus the 2017 HR-V was named best compact SUV for the money by U.S. News. When you add it all up, you'll see there is no comparison.
Our destination is here, dude. No, we really are.
There's a lot of breaking news tonight. We're watching Capitol Hill for any developments on the shutdown, but there's also breaking news in the Russia investigation. There are new details about what the founder of the firm behind the dossier that you all know about now on candidate Donald Trump, what he told the House Intelligence Committee behind closed doors. Let's go one-on-one with Democratic Congresswoman Jackie Spear of California, of course a member of the House Intelligence Committee. It's good to have you as always.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, now let me not do what I just said what I was going to do. I want to just ask you one question about the process of what's going on with the shutdown. I just asked Congressman Oak Brooks, a Republican from Alabama, you guys get paid as essential employees, and it's not just irony. It angers people that you don't do your job and pass a budget, the government shuts down, and you get paid. I know it's in the Constitution as an amendment, but the word amendment means that things can be changed in that document. Do you think it's something that can be considered?
Well, if past experience tells me anything, in California, we were terrible at passing the budget on time, and then an initiative was passed that basically said of their pay docs if they didn't have the budget passed by July 1st. And you know what happened after that? The budget always gets passed on time now. So money is a great incentive.
Yeah, that's something to think about. All right, breaking news. We have to deal with that. In terms of what is going on in the investigation. You know that Adam Schiff has now been saying, obviously, Congressman from California, has been saying that money laundering is a big consideration. Is that your appraisal as well?
Money laundering is a component. The Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, which really requires anyone who does business with a foreign national, foreign company, a foreign government, has to do
It's good, bro.
to make sure that the money is not
I got two shotguns.
being laundered. And I think there is plenty of evidence to suggest that there has been money laundering going on in many of the real estate deals that were done by the Trump administration.
Just to be clear, are we talking about just old things that may have involved Paul Manafort and what he was doing before he was ever even part of this campaign? Or is there any consideration of things involving the Trump business?
No, specifically about the Trump businesses. You know, buying a mansion at $40 million, selling it 4 years later at $90 million, And coincidentally, in 2008, then Donald Trump had a $50 or $40 million personal liability on a loan, and how convenient that amount of money was made available in that transaction. But many of the...
So you got potions, what happened?
If you look very specifically at all the hotel deals, whether it was in Toronto or Panama or Azerbaijan, more often than not, those deals were never intended to have the hotels open because the people associated with them weren't real estate developers of hotels. They all had interesting and oftentimes shady pasts. And all of a sudden, there's this deal done with the Trump organization, and then all of a sudden, the deal never comes to fruition.
Is it connected in any way to what you're supposed to be investigating?
That's my potion. I seen it first.
The extent to which these were Russian...
Move, man!
Russian entities, Russian oligarchs, I believe it does.
And is there any indication that what you're looking at parallels what's being looked at by the special counsel?
Oh, look, the Stairway
Well,
to
I can't
Heaven.
speak to what the special counsel is doing, but the special counsel has a wide discretion to look at any number of things. So it could very well be part of what he's looking at.
Now, I know you can't tell me specific proof, but we also know that I like to ask questions even though I know it goes into the realm you don't want me to. Without talking about the proof, are we just talking about questions and speculation
right here
and curiosity, or do you believe that there has been any evidence of meat on the bones of these type of allegations?
Relative to money laundering?
Yep.
Well, that's not something that we are specifically looking at, obviously. We're looking at the Russian
You coming up here with me?
in our election and whether or not there was coordination with the Trump campaign.
I say he's coming up here with me.
Special Counsel Mueller is in a position to do that.
Right.
And I think if you start tracking these various projects, you can see a relationship. And as Glenn Simpson said in his testimony, which is now public, and I encourage your audience to read it, it is really kind of riveting. He said that, it's a Russian mafia, unlike the Italian mafia, and everyone works for the government.
Is your sense of this issue of money laundering, Trump, and relationships with the Russians only as strong
Where is he, y'all?
as the testimony of Glenn Simpson, Fusion GPS founder?
No, I actually think there's been a great deal of open source documentation about a lot of these deals. I mean, why is it that you have the Trump son saying, we get most of our deals from Russia?
Well, you thought I was going to be dead?
And they're buying 3, 4, 6, 12 condos in Trump property.
Oh.
And
you said what you got, bro?
Tax. And they're buying, how does the Trump properties went from some 30% that were LLC?
Oh, why am I over here with him? Where's you at? Where's y'all at?
The actual buyer is. The 70% of being LLC. It all doesn't add up.
Y'all got some bandages?
I just don't want the President of the United States gaining
right here, about to go inside this house
by being president, and some of that's going on with the Trump organization today. But retrospectively, the fact that the Russian ties to the Trump organization were so strong, and then coincidentally, you have the Russians interfering in our election.
No.
It all becomes very disturbing.
Very provocative question. Do you agree with Congressman Schiff with his belief?
Oh, some bandages up there. Hold on.
White House
some bandages up here.
Bannon from answering certain questions, and maybe Corey Lewandowski as well.
I don't think it's
and for both gentlemen, or just for Bannon?
I think, well, certainly for Mr. Bannon.
Yeah, I did.
It was peculiar relative to Corey Lewandowski, who was very upfront. So I'm going to answer every question, and then his attorney said, well, he can't answer questions because he's not prepared to answer these questions, even though they dealt with a period of time during the campaign. So I do think that the White House is trying to pull a lot of strings with those who are really asking to come testify.
Well, it wouldn't be illegal necessarily for them to do it.
You said 165 what?
As a tactic. Congresswoman, I appreciate you giving us this information very much.
Thank you.
Southeast.
And Richard Benveniste, also former federal prosecutor Ronaldo Mariani.
Good evening, all of you. Thank you for coming on. Ronaldo, you first. Here's what the ranking Democrat Adam Schiff had to say about the release of Simpson transcripts.
Where they at?
He said, those transcripts reveal serious allegations that the Trump organization may have engaged in money laundering with Russian nationals, the same subject which Mr. Bannon described in his interview with the author of Fire and Fury. The Trump organization did engage in money laundering. Or approval of the Kremlin and constitute powerful leverage over the President of the United States. What do you make of Simpson's allegations of money laundering here?
Well, I think it's interesting because Simpson and his firm looked at a lot, they conducted their own investigation and they looked at a lot of evidence. And I think a lot of viewers at home are wondering, what does Mueller know? What does Mueller see? What evidence does Mueller have? And I think what the fusion today tells us is potentially some of the conclusions that Mueller could be drawing. So, obviously the conclusions that he's talking about, he's essentially drawing conclusions from the evidence that he does see. And obviously, if there's money laundering in Trump's organization involving Russian mobsters, that's a very, very serious problem, and it's something that you could imagine being used as leverage. Obviously, that's the sort of thing that when all of us were federal employees, we were asked a lot of questions about the compromising details about ourselves, and that would certainly be one of them.
So this is a what-if question. What if it turns out to be these accusations turn out to be accurate, Laura? What kind of trouble could Trump find himself in?
Oh, a great deal of trouble.
Right now would be a good time.
Collusion, but now you're talking about corroboration. If you have corroboration of these allegations in either the Fire and Fury or Steve Bannon's isolated comments or anything else, and you have indication evidence that there is somehow a foreign government who is participating in this way, or that somehow the President of the United States or his campaign is complicit in actually accepting of this, he finds himself in great legal peril in addition to additional charges that might be brought that might be secondary to these issues.
Yeah. Richard, there are reports out there that President Trump personally made the decision to limit testimony to Steve Bannon while he was meeting with the White House, with the House Intelligence Committee. What do you make of the idea that President Trump could be holding strings behind the scenes like this?
Well, if in fact there is an assertion of executive
we die together.
And
we die together.
Has to do with activities that occurred during the individual then that would have to be asserted by the president through his counsel. Done. There is this bizarre middle ground where there is a suggestion that maybe at some point the White House will assert executive privilege, and therefore the individual should not, in this case Steve Bannon, should not be compelled to give testimony at this time. It makes absolutely no sense for this to be accepted. Certainly Robert Mueller...
I'm going to make this one our last one, y'all.
Low battery.
That either the House or the Senate committee should accept it.
Well, yesterday we also saw the former campaign manager, Corey Lewandowski.
Yes, sweetheart.
It turns out that the president is calling.
Hey, Lotus, this is what those guys were doing.
What is that?
When I said witness a suicide. I'll tell you about the only reason I posted that shit is because the day you fucking drew building, you felt ran out of fucking ammo. You ran out of fucking supplies. Hey, there's a delayed reaction for the sniper when it hits.
Wait and see if
when the sniper misses and it hits something next to you, like you're like 3 seconds later.
Nor has it been done where neither party, if two people are talking, and neither one is the President of the United States, but instead is the President-elect, you're not technically a member of the
where everybody gonna be at, huh?
Right here?
This is novel and it's perverse, and it really shouldn't stand.
Is this obstruction?
I would say it's highly improper. Obstruction of justice, I don't know.
Low battery.
I think it's improper. And really what it is it's essentially a way for the White House
Alexa's low battery, bro.
Derail a congressional investigation. They're essentially saying, hey, you can't talk about anything related to your time in the White House because maybe some portion of it may be privileged, or we may believe it to be privileged in the future. It's very
we got people dropping with us.
Proper. They're going way beyond the scope of
where y'all going? I don't see we ain't in the same spot. They deep. I'm coming. I'm gliding y'all way now. Them niggas deep over there.
This is gonna be crazy.
It looked like they were getting tough with Bannon, and now they've given Bannon, a bunch of time before he comes in again, so that this way the White House can get its crap together and decide exactly what executive privilege it wants to assert, and probably this will die down by then.
Laura, the White House Communications Director Hope Hicks and the former Trump senior advisor.
I got a pistol ready to block anyone who comes to the
both had their appearances before the House and Bill. They had to push back again.
Snap,
Missed and Nash when it comes to
that's how you feel, though?
Do you think President Trump could have had something to do with that, or maybe his attorneys?
Perhaps the attorneys did, or the Office of the White House Counsel. We're not quite sure. But it's telling me there's a playbook that's being followed. Because if what Bannon is doing and saying that he's preemptively going to excuse himself from having to answer any of the questions, then what do you think Corey Lewandowski or Hope Hicks will do? Members of both the transition and also the current administration at one point in time who would say, well, listen, I'm also going to preemptively do this. It really is not something that's ever been done before, but the
low battery.
Not well established. But I have to be clear, to be fair. The idea of whether or not a congressional desire to compel someone's testimony and to hold them in contempt is not really just a Republican issue. Remember that the former Attorney General Eric Holder refused to answer strict power off.
Y'all go in his house yet?
I hear him over here, bro. Sorry. There's people here still, bro.
Where y'all at? Y'all still in the house? Stop, mama. Stop slapping the shit out of me, dude. Damn. Stop slapping me. Yo, my daughter's slapping the shit out of me, son.
I see his bitch ass. He is right here.
Ow.
Right here. Yeah, sorry, sir. Ooh. Hey, Lotus, you in here? Here, bro. You can take that sim out. I already got that. Here. Got it. I already got it.
Hey, yo, we gotta start making it towards the storm.
I got a jump pack. No, that was the guy that he was making after the shots that were here, and it was him and somebody else that were going at it. Yeah, pretty sure. Okay. Oh shit, who's that? Hold on. There's an L. I knew that fool was here. Yeah, nothing good. He was just sitting there. Okay, how far are we from the circle? You want a jump pack over there? I'd rather use the jump pack. Yeah, no, come on.
I'm in the bush. Am I gonna lose my bush?
No.
I'm in the bush though.
What about a bust of Lotus?
Wait, hold on. I gotta get. I'm down here. Oh shit. Hold on.
Come on. Get up here.
Oh.
What happened? Come on, General. We got time. Don't worry, we got time.
Y'all funny as hell.
Keep going.
Yo, I ain't gliding not nowhere near fire, dog. Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
That.
So you got ammo for that sniper, right? Here, I give you another 10. Alright. Oh, they're in this city right here. Straight ahead of us. Cut through this.
No, mama. Who's shooting?
Lotus.
Whoa.
Oh, fucking loot.
Oh, somebody north 15. They jumping up and down.
Yep.
No, hell no. Come on, we out. We too close to the wall.
You got me pistol ammo.
Come on, y'all. Come on, hurry up.
Do you think guys got pistol ammo?
I do.
Where are these guys at?
Let's go. We out of here.
Shit, that's you? Good shit. Is that you? Ooh, why the fuck is it like that?
Y'all look at the time, y'all. Look at the time.
Hey, let's go, no, fuck it, let's go, Lotus. We don't got time.
Oh, I don't got no more. Oh, they building right at the top of me.
Let's go.
Okay, they going inside this big gray building, y'all. They inside that big ass gray building.
We gotta cut through.
Stop, mama. You can't keep slapping my hand, girl. What's wrong with you? Stop.
We gotta cut through. We don't have time.
Dude, you're not gonna just keep beating on me, dude.
They're right here, fellas. They're right here. How many were there, bro? Like they're right there, north. Let's go, come on, fuck it, let's go. We don't got time. We gotta go.
Mama, stop. Damn, man, I ran. Yo, them niggas is. Why would they build right there when the storm is coming? Yes, baby.
I'm downloaded. I took down one of them though. Fuck, dude.
Alright, I'm gonna see y'all boys later, alright?